Hey, my name is Xavier Terell, and I am on the More Than the Movement podcast here at CRS Studios in Atlanta. You can follow me at Xavier.Terell, 1R, 2 L's.
Okay,
on
clear
IG.
it up. Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl LaQuinda Renee, aka Q to you, and I am here on the More Than Movement podcast. We have a very, very, very special guest. We have Xavier, very special. Let's get into why you are such a special guest. Okay, number one, this logo right here, made that. I remember we sat down
Just workshopping
it.
For sure, yeah.
And it looks so good.
I'm really happy about it. You know, I've been sitting in my graphic bag for a while, so yeah.
Tell people,
graphics.
Where can we find your graphics?
So my business page is 0_media, but it's spelled 0 with an X, kind of like Xerox. You know, I really used to like Xerox. I don't know why. Maybe it was like the paper or something.
I think it's the X in your name too.
That also, and as well. And then it's like, branding wise, it's like I'll zero in on the business goal that I'm working on.
And it's almost like a target.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So zeroing in. So 0media, that's me.
You see that? Layered artistry. You want an artist that's thinking about
many
the
hats.
things. Many hats.
Yes.
Yes, and he also, originally, we had did a whole photo shoot. He was originally the co-host of the show, the pod, but then it was just like crazy. We had like 3 chairs up here, and then he's
the
doing.
Schedule, it's a lot going on.
He got booked and busy, got one on us. Tell us about that tour that you got booked on. How was that experience?
Oh, I did the Queens of R&B tour. I was dancing with 702. It was a blast. It was a blast. That was my first time in Canada.
Ooh.
Okay, and I walked across.
Wait, so you walked into Canada from the United States?
Walked into Canada from the United States, and then apparently I don't think we had the right documentation, and somebody let us through. I should be saying this.
Right, you probably
might not even work there anymore. Yeah, they let us through because I think you're supposed to have some type of special stamp, and we didn't have the passports were back at the hotel, and someone told us we just needed our ID. But if you're going to use your ID, it has to be a specific one.
Okay.
They were trying to stop us, and it wasn't a problem getting in, but it was a problem getting back.
Yeah,
and someone
getting
was
back
really,
in here is.
And then they wanted us to snitch on the person. I was like, sir, we just went in. It all happened so fast. I don't even know the person's name. But nonetheless, I walked across.
You should have pulled all y'all look alike to me. All Canadians look alike to me.
Ooh,
I'm so sorry.
But we were coming into America.
Oh, well, could have used that one.
Cousins. Yeah.
So, what was the process of getting booked for that tour? Because at the time you were also directing. Well, Studio One was called something different at that time.
Yes. So I found it. So what happened was Artrell called me. So Artrell and Kiki were working with 702 at the time, and I believe, they needed someone that like knows what's going on because
Skilled.
a little
Talented.
seasoned and talented,
Versatile.
So they called me and asked me if I would be willing to do it, and I said, you know what, absolutely, I would love to. I wanted to. I've never done a tour with an artist. I have done like corporate tours and other things of that nature. So that was my first tour with an artist, and I was like,
this is
I'm available this summer.
Yes.
Outside of the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
we had to go do that.
Yeah.
But and I feel like that was very inspirational for us as because at the time I was in the company as well. As the oldest member, I was just there retraining and all the things, and it was very inspirational to see, like, a lot of people host workshops and have teams and things like that, but seeing you are working and doing the thing, it was like, okay, actual, like, can give me tips, real life from that start point. So
incredible, mama.
Yes, you were in. He's really being like reserved right now, but this is, I don't know the word. He's the person you have to experience in person.
Right.
He's the most
and not on
hilarious
camera.
person. ever. Like, he used to have, you be having us crying in rehearsal.
I have to keep myself from, it can be intense. So, I just like to laugh a little bit.
Yes.
In class and training, it doesn't have to be,
Right. Just so.
Smile, work hard, but with a smile, with a laugh, yeah.
Right. Have it, make it a playful and joyful environment. Very joyful. So tell us about your journey to getting to that tour, to being the director, being in Atlanta. Where did you realize that you wanted to pursue dance seriously?
Okay, so initially I planned on designing games.
Okay.
Yeah, so I initially went to school for business marketing and computer science.
Okay.
Hated it. I still love computers and things like that, but to sit down every day, clearly I can't sit still to save my life. So I initially went to school at Georgia State. While I was there, I ended up joining a step team.
Okay.
And then a step team led me to a dance team. And then I met somebody who is a phenomenal dancer. His name is Xavier Pickett. He is doing amazing things, and he's in New York right now.
Xavier.
Yes.
He had the Hills class. He's
Fierce.
dope.
Amazing.
Yes. I took his class a few times. They had the studio over on, I can't remember. It was
Ellsworth.
him and Daryl.
Everybody was over there, got to dance.
Yes.
Yeah. So Xavier was like, hey, you should come to this dance studio. And mind you, at this point, I'm in school. I grew up with a military background. Parents both in the military. I didn't know nothing about dance. I think the most knowledge I had about dance was Jabberwockies and Eight Flavors and So You Think You Can Dance kind of started.
Wait. You started dance as an adult?
Yes, I did not start till 20. Yes.
So you was training for your life?
For my life, absolutely.
Because technique, everything. Like, I would think you were a studio kid. You just grew up in this.
Oh, heavens no. I still have biscuits. So, yeah, I stepped in that studio, and the crazy thing is my first dance class ever was Leaps, Legs, and Turns with CeCe Kelly.
Ooh, they threw you in the deep end.
I threw myself in there. I jumped in there, and she yelled at me. I think my friend that I went with said my name, and once CeCe heard my name, first of all, I was stiff.
Stepping.
The hamstrings was tight. So I took CeCe's class, and she was yelling at me, Xavier, get in your lunge! I don't know what any of the stuff is, but when I tell you I was obsessed. I came back for more. My friends saw how much I wanted to do it, and one of my friends got me a monthly pass, unlimited pass.
Okay, nice.
To take class. Like, I think at the time, the economy, it was $99 for unlimited classes for a month. And they had classes starting at 5:30, ballet, jazz, hip hop, contemporary, yoga, everything. And it was multiple teachers and multiple levels. And I just went there, and then I ended up on the work study once that thing ran out because I was in college.
That's what I'm saying. That's how I had to finesse my way in there, that good work study program.
Absolutely.
Everybody got that red GBA work study
exactly.
shirt.
Still, I cut it up.
I had a little sleeves off. Yeah.
So then I ended up on work study. I ended up, they had somewhat of a scholarship program, a little bit similar to what I'm doing with Stage One with Daryl Foster right now. But all the scholarship students got to take class for free.
Okay.
And I was with Daryl. I ended up doing lifts, and I got a partial scholarship or something. I ended up at some point getting a full scholarship to train for a year. And then I got another one for another year, and then I ended up on the faculty working with social media. So I've always kind of been doing graphics and stuff. So I was in there 12 classes a week for like 2 years, 2, 3, 4 years straight.
You gave yourself a studio training. You reparented yourself into like that training, because I'm like, the way you move and dance, I just knew you was gonna come in here like, my first recital, I was 3, and I was the Nutcracker and the chocolate belly. I just knew you was gonna say that. So that is so inspiring too for people who feel like, I didn't start off, I'm starting too late. Like, that's amazing. Like, I love that testimony.
That's why I advocate so much for
work hard, just get in there.
Work hard, anybody can do it. And when I tell you, I walked in there and my friends were clowning me. I thought I had it, didn't. I tried to keep up, couldn't. But I refused to give up. I was not walking out. So.
I love that. Okay, so tell me about how you are taking that experience and using it to mentor the people you have in Stage One right now.
So I believe one thing Daryl told me, 10,000 hours. I can't remember where the original quote came from, but 10,000 hours
Makes
to
an
get,
expert, yeah.
Yes, makes an expert. And it has to be consistent. Dance is so many things, but at the, not the base of it, but it's physical. And it has to be consistent. I don't believe you can go to 1-2 classes a week and develop a skill like that. It just doesn't work. You have to repeat and reiterate a calypso to figure out a calypso. There's no way around it. So with my upbringing as a dancer, it's consistent. It's rooted in education, because a lot of times, a lot of dancers go around doing things because we just don't know where to go, what to do. It's just a lot of social media, or it's just a lot of hopes and dreams, and there's no direct guide to go. It's no direct way, even though there is no one way.
Right.
It starts with the education. It starts with being informed. What is the industry? Where can I fit in the industry? There's so many facets of the industry, and I wish I would have known certain things. So a lot of it is based off of not necessarily what I wish I would have known, but paying attention to things that I didn't know
What you
at the
picked
time.
up on, yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like what you're saying is so important. Like, people excel in schools or studio programs because there's a curriculum. There's like this is the level you are, this is what you need to know before we move you to the next level. And as an adult dancer, or just, you know, an inexperienced dancer, you just throw yourself into all these different classes and you don't know like
The deep
what point A and B, C, D should be. You're not going in order. And dance is a thing of order.
It
to
is. It is. It is. Well, I would say the industry is.
Okay.
Dance can be anything you need it to be for you.
Yes.
But when it's a profession. And
Yeah.
when you take any profession seriously, or you take that route, there are steps, there are tiers, there are, you know.
Fundamentals, that's what I mean.
There's no way around certain things.
Yeah.
So
I'm like, in order, like when I say order, I mean like it's very hard to skip the fundamentals. And
very rare cases.
yes, there are some born beasts, but
Phenomenal.
skipping them fundamentals,
Yeah.
it pops up in the most mysterious ways.
Yeah.
So what's next for Stage One, and what are some things people need to know in terms of even following you guys, how to sign up, like what's the process for auditioning, what's the monthly, those things.
So at this current moment, Stage One is based off of like if you were to go to college to train for dance, but for the industry, to do industry work, commercial work. So we have a fall and a spring semester that start in August and that start in January. It's a 16-week program. 3 days out of the week are dance classes, and 1 day out of the week we have partnered with D1 Fitness to train. They train D1 athletes, and
On the other side of
dancers
the small.
are athletes. So that's 2 times a year. We're working on a summer situation, but usually people travel. It's good to go travel and get experience and test what you've learned. Like you have Camp Marvelous, you have The Room, and there's so many other programs that go out through the summer which you should experience. Currently, and I need to say this out loud because a lot of people don't get it.
Okay.
It is $1,000 for the semester. And you say, oh, $1,000, but it averages out to $8 a class, and it's consistent classes. So
Can't beat it.
you know, when you think about paying $20 a class, and it starts adding on up. But if you can pay it all at once, or not all at once, because there are somewhat payment plans, but if you put a deposit down for your first 2 semesters and then we put you on a payment plan, it's consistent. You know what you're going to get. We include an end of the year recital / showcase. We also have seminars where we give you industry things, or it could be bringing in a stylist to talk about how to tailor your look, to tailor yourself into the industry, and then you go get headshots afterwards, because I did a lot of experimenting.
With your look.
Woo! I had a box, and looking back at it, I just wanted to know, why would my friends let me do that?
I want you to give us that picture so we can make sure we have it pop up. And show us the headshot that you don't want us to see.
Crazy things are happening, but I'm not going to make a promise I can't
Crazy things
keep.
are happening. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for getting us letting us know you and getting a deeper dive. Because when I tell you I just knew this man had been dancing since he was 4.
Absolutely not.
Like, you know
I
how
couldn't
everybody-
even step right or left. I think the only thing I could do was go to a party and wear cargo shorts and get twerked on. That is the only dance
Only
experience I had, and a church clap. But outside of that, I don't even think I could do the heel toe.
Crazy. All right, so before we get out of here, tell us where we can follow Stage One and remind us again where we can follow you.
Okay, well, you can follow Stage One at Stage1_Pro on Instagram. We are up in our social media letting people know what we're all about. You can follow me individually at Xavier.Terell on Instagram. Sometimes I post on TikTok, but not really. I like to just scroll and laugh. So,
Yes. And
yes, you can find my classes. Yes.
1 R, 2 L's.
1 R, 2 L's.
Yes.
Yeah, because Terrell is crazy.
Terrell.
Terrell.
And you definitely can follow us at More Than a Movement, and you can follow me at Q the Dancer. And tune in. Make sure you like, subscribe, share all the things that the cool kids say on the socials. But thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad I finally made it.
Made it in. And that's a wrap.
Hey, RB! Oh, that I had to catch it.